Recently, the Hero Coliseum was added into Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as a free brand new game mode. And it seems to be pretty successful, because a lot of people seem to enjoy playing the Hero Coliseum. Now, game modes play an integral part in any multiplayer game, because it allows you to experience the game in different ways and overall drives the longevity of the game. And it really made me wonder, what game modes could potentially be in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I do have a few ideas of some game modes I would like to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, but just remember guys that these thoughts are of my own personal opinion. But with that being said, let's get right into it. This first game mode was in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, and yes, I do know that that game was not that good, but it did have a decent selection of game modes. I will give credit to where credit is due. But anyway, I would love to see 4v4 battles in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Now, currently in both Xenoverse 1 and in Xenoverse 2, we do have the option to play 3v3 battles, which is not bad whatsoever, but having that extra teammate can never hurt. On top of that, it does kind of throw me off how Battle of Z has 4v4 battles, but the Xenoverse series can only go up to 3v3. Now, the graphics and the mechanics aside, Battle of Z is also a real-time game. But the most noticeable difference is that Battle of Z is server-based, whereas the Xenoverse series is P2P based. So if they can make Xenoverse 3 a server-based game, then I see it handling internet connections better than the current Xenoverse series does right now, and hopefully able to run 4v4 battles. Following suit from 4v4 battles, this game mode would be frantic, chaotic, and overall just a game mode where you can goof around with your friends. Ironically, it was also in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, and that is a battle royale mode. Now, I would love to have a mode in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 where you just pin up 8 people against each other in one map and see who would battle it out to come out on top. On top of that, it would be a solid casual mode where you don't have to try so hard to win the battle, but at the same time, of course, you would not want to lose. I think that would be a good inclusion, just a decent casual mode to play in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, where you can beat up your friends and all have a good time at the end of the day. Now, this game mode should be familiar to a lot of fighting game fans because of the fact that it's been in a lot of fighting games, but I would love to see a survival mode in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Now, the way how I envision it is there would be 4 ways to do the survival mode. You would have a 50-man survival, a 100-man survival, an endless survival, and of course one where you're limited on health. I think that would be awesome because it feels as if that this game in particular, the way how Xenoverse is, would be kind of barren without a survival mode at this point. We've gotten various game modes, but this is one traditional mode that actually was in a previous Dragon Ball game that's not in the Xenoverse series, because I would love to just sit down and see if I can make it through 50 men in one go, or 100 men in one go, or go until I drop, or try to challenge myself and see if I can go with a limited amount of health. I think that would be awesome. A brand new way to challenge ourselves to see how good we could potentially be in a survival mode. I think that would be an awesome mode to add in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. This next mode is currently in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2, but it's executed differently, and I would love to see the original form of this mode make a reappearance in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and that is the World Tournament mode. Now, once again, we do have the World Tournament in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but it's heavily based on online battles, and though that's good in its own right, it's not the World Tournament that we grew up with. The traditional 10-man bracket, 32-man bracket, or even 64-man bracket. I would love to see that make a reappearance in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 so we can have a decent offline and online game mode to play concerning the World Tournament. Not only that, there's another tournament idea that's inspired by Dragon Ball Fusions that I would love to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and that is the daily tournament, where you would fight bracketed battles every single day of the week, and if you won every single tournament every single day of the week, you would come out with different prizes. And I guess in Xenoverse 3 it could be either outfits, moves, accessories, etc, etc. I think that would be an awesome touch to add into the Xenoverse series. So that way we do have multiple reasons to play the World Tournament instead of always having to wait for it to be active online and just battling for certain points to be the quote-unquote champion. This game mode in particular was known as Team Battle in the Tenkaichi series, but of course there's already a Team Battle in the Xenoverse series. So for the sake of this video, I will deem the name of this mode the Squad Battle mode, where you would pick 5 players on both sides and battle each other until the last man is standing. Now, of course, one particular thing about this mode is that it's technically 1v1, but you're going down the list of their entire team. But one major mechanic in that was the ability to swap out your characters mid-battle. Now, I don't know how that would work in the Xenoverse series because the Tenkaichi series and even the Raging Blast series is cinematic based in terms of combat, whereas the Xenoverse series is real-time based. So I don't know how they would swap out the characters while keeping it all real time, but if they could find a way to make that work, this would be a fantastic mode, because I know for a fact a lot of people love this mode in the Tenkaichi series and in the Raging Blast series respectively. So if they can find a way to bring that into Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, that would be a godsend. And the last game mode I would love to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 is the Dragon Ball Grab mode. Now, this game mode was previously in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Once again, not that good of a game, but it did have a decent selection of game modes. But I digress. So the point of this game mode is that the Dragon Balls will scatter across the entire stage at the beginning of battle. And it's up to your team to either collect all 7 Dragon Balls or have the most Dragon Balls in hand by the moment that the time runs out. And of course, whoever has the most Dragon Balls at the end will win the battle. I think that would be an awesome mode to have in the Xenoverse series, mainly because 1, the overall mechanics of the Xenoverse series is way better than how it was in Battle of Z, and 2, the gameplay seems to fit it a lot better because we do have Dragon Ball Grab-esque modes in the Xenoverse series already, with the certain parallel quests in Planet Namek, for example. But I know for a fact that this mode could work really well if they flesh it out a bit more, and surprisingly, my homie Dion actually did make a video on this specific topic. So if you guys want details on how it could work even better, I'll have a link to that video in the description below, because I really liked his idea of how this mode could work in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. But those are all of the game mode ideas I could think of that would work well in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Now, once again, there are a plethora of game modes out there that could work with the sequel to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but I might have missed a few, and that's where you guys come in. If you guys know any game modes that you would love to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because I would love to see something brand new come into the Xenoverse series, especially in the form of game modes, because once again, like I said at the beginning, game modes drive the longevity of the game. So if we can have a brand new experience to play in Xenoverse 3, I know a lot of people would definitely enjoy that. So once again, guys, if you guys have any game modes that either I might have missed or some unique ones that you would like to see in the Xenoverse series, let me know in the comment section below. I will try to respond to all the comments because I love seeing you guys' thoughts. Once again, guys, this is a community effort. I do enjoy making these videos, so I get to talk to you guys and hear you guys' ideas. Once again, I would love to see what you guys come up with. But anyways, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.